Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Dear participants, distinguished guests, I am honored and grateful for the opportunity to talk about the Macedonian's path to a prosperous future in the light of our reform efforts and the EU integration. This year's topic, where do we stand now and where do we aspire to be, is exceptionally relevant for our country, which stands at a crossroads, facing challenges at home, yet with the prospect of EU membership on the horizon. In this speech, I would like to share our progress so far, the priorities we are focusing on, the reforms we are implementing, and our vision for where we want to be in the years to come. Reform Agenda 2024-2027 outlines a clear plan for transforming the economy and the society, aligned with the European standards. It is also approved by the European Commission and is part of the new growth plan for the Western Balkans, with around 750 million allocated to our country. It is important to highlight that this financial support is not provided unconditionally. Its releasing depends on meeting specific reform criteria and delivering results, clearly showing that reforms are not implemented only for the sake of EU membership, but also for the benefit of our citizens. Better living standard, better quality services, and stable economic future. The last few years have been shaped by overlapping crises, the pandemic, the energy crisis, the price shocks, all of which called for a strong fiscal response. The government undertook measures to protect both the citizens and the economy, which brought about increased budget expenditures. Now, when these times are behind us, our priority is the fiscal consolidation, gradually reducing the deficit and the debt so as to ensure long-term stability. The goal is to ensure that debt does not to be jeopardize the stability of the economy, nor place a disproportionate burden on future generations. Thereby, what is crucial is for the fiscal consolidation to be implemented wisely by keeping current expenditures in check without cutting back on the capital investments that drive growth. It is reassuring that monetary policy remains stable, keeping inflation under control, even in challenging circumstances. Our goal is to align with the European standards on public finance management, ensuring full transparency. In the 21st century, we cannot talk about reforms without talking about digitalization. Digitalization is a powerful tool in the fight against corruption. Digital cooperation is extremely important for successful addressing tax evasion in the era of global connectivity. This will provide for real-time transparency in spending, which will also allow swifter and efficient supervision carried out by institutions in charge thereof. Digitalization is an area of the progress we make. There, the best practices are part of the continuous learning process. Our international partners recognize our efforts. The International Monetary Fund, during its latest mission, acknowledged our willingness to reduce the informal economy. And not to forget to mention that we are the government only 10 months. The initial effects can already be seen. Revenue collection at certain taxes has gradually improved this year. With respect to custom revenues, we are focused on increasing custom controls, especially with reference to excise goods. Let me hereby stress that improved revenue collection does not imply increased in tax rates. On the contrary, our strategy is to broaden the tax base by encouraging more taxpayers to pay their taxes, whereby the eradicated informal economy will provide for generating additional revenues without imposing extra burdens on honest payers. I would like also to add that Macedonia is the country with the lowest tax rates in the region, and I can say in the whole Europe. Our final strategic objective is full EU membership. The good news is that we are not only focused on one sphere, but rather we do have plans and ongoing activities to address and recommendations in all areas. Ministry of Finance, in cooperation with other ministries, is fully committed to improving the standards in line with the EU criteria and successfully closing this chapter. Distinguished guests, I have provided a retrospective of where we currently stand. However, I would like to wrap up my speech with a reflection on where we aim to be in near future. The vision that guides us forward is clear and ambitious. Macedonia is a modern European state with a stable economy, enhanced public services, and a higher standard of living for all its citizens. I consider myself a moderate optimist. I am certain that through dedication, expertise, and unity, as regards the strategic objectives, we can reach the European standards more quickly than many anticipate. Our institutions are younger than those in Europe, member states, which actually makes them more adaptable to reform. We do not have a rigid administrative system, thus allowing us to introduce innovations more easily. We do not treat this path alone. On the domestic front, reforms may sometimes be undesirable or challenging. However, we are always guided by a long-term gain and a broader perspective. In conclusion, I would like to highlight that the path to a prosperous future has already been set through our reform agenda. Where do we stand now? We are following a solid reform trajectory with a clear vision, coupled by international support. Where do we aspire to be? In Europe, standing alongside the member state as equals with a competitive economy, reliable institution, and a prosperous society in place. The challenges ahead of us are not minor, whether at home or in Europe, yet our determination is unwavering. The optimism I refer to is moderate, based on realistic perception, yet it is an optimism that drives us, since we are already witnessing tangible results from the actions we take, thus being also certain that change is within reach. At the end, once again, thank you very much, and I hope that in the next period we will have very close cooperation, not only with the Marmara Group, but also with all these people that are here, and whoever is interested, for whatever reason, to come in Macedonia, we are all invited. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Madam Gordana, for your kind speech. Moment.